everyone, it's Melanie here at OysterGro. It's a beautiful day today, and we're just going to give you a little bit of a product overview. Steen, what are we starting with here?
So, hate to start with winter, but it's coming, and essentially what we've got is we do a range of winter pods, as everyone calls them. And this is just basically where you can store your oysters, desiccate your oysters, that type of thing, and have a lot of the bags in the same space. So what you've got here is an 18 bag system. The substructure is aluminum fabrication with a 4-inch wire mesh corral. There's doors on the front, so everything's locked away nice and tight. And this is a product that we deliver to a number of customers around Atlantic Canada, and we've got some people who are interested in the New England market as well. So anyone who's thinking about winter and avoiding sea ice, this is a really good way of doing it. But also it's a pretty good way of handling your oysters and moving around and so on and so forth as well, and it's a great way of desiccating. So they're what we call winter pods, but not necessarily for winter.
Yeah, no one wants to think about winter just yet.
Yeah, it's too sunny, yeah?
Too sunny. So where are we headed next?
Okay, so we've also done other videos of line and anchors. So we've got a short line set up here, just 3 cages, just for demonstration. We offer a range of different screw anchors. This is a heavy shell or rock configuration with a screw head on the end of it. We do plate anchors all the way to large diameter for those guys who've got muddy sea floors. And then essentially we have an adjustment line to the anchor line that's tied off to the main line. So what the adjustment line is for is that's attaching to your anchor or your anchor line, and that's how you're going to get your farm nice and lined up and everything straight, everything looking uniform, because I know we all like to have things looking nice and organized. Basically adjustment line to the main line. Then periodically we have laterals coming off the main line up to the cage. On the cage is a bridle. The bridle has a slip lock that opens up, and we have a very simple puck that is adjustable depending on where you put that knot. So depending on your water depth,
right,
you want to adjust it. You want to have it fairly taut, because if there's too much slack, what you don't want to have is things moving around. So once you put the puck through, you pull tight and it chokes on, and that's basically got it held in place.
Perfect.
So you've got laterals going to mains, then a space. Again, depending on depth and configuration, for LPA guys, we've got a little bit of a more compact, tighter setup there. And like I say, this is only a short one. We're showing you 3 pages for demonstration. We've obviously got our Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah.
So basically, showing the cages. The cages currently are in the feeding position. I know it's on the grass, but you've got to use our imagination. All the bags are in position there. So this is how you'd see them in the water for most of the time. Just seeing the water line will be roughly around about here. Water flowing into the cages, under the cage, nice shelf between them, allowing lots of feed and nutrient to the oysters. Moving down here, this is air drying, split. A few people do use different terminology. So now we have the cage out of the water, and there's enough buoyancy in the float to make sure that the cage is elevated, and we're getting a nice air dry coming through your oysters. What the air dry is doing for you is essentially it's allowing you to deal with your biofouling and any predators and algae growth, and essentially just keep your oysters clean, keep your cage clean, so you've got lots of flow, lots of nutrient. So that's air drying. Depending on where you are, it depends how long you're going to be air drying. We have people that will go up to 48 hours, sometimes a little bit longer if it's cooler weather. All the way down to the guys down in the hot climates like the Gulf of Mexico. They might be just doing an overnight and get it flipped back in the water in the morning. What you don't want to do is leave them up too long, because you don't want to stress your oysters because it's slow growth, and you certainly don't want to cook your oysters because basically you're not going to be able to sell them. So main coming back to an adjustment line to your anchor, a slightly different anchor there shown a slightly larger diameter helix. So that would be for a shale or a heavy sand that you can screw tight on. And just so you can see that we do have alternatives, this would be a screw plate anchor. And again, this is more for mud, sand, that type of thing. So you're getting a lot more resistance as you pull it. The anchor, essentially what you want to be doing is getting that down as far as possible it can go. We do have some people that get them as far as 20 feet below the surface. So when we say get them deep, the deeper the better. Moving on to the products. So OysterGro gives you a wide range and lots of choice. So first and foremost, our two low profile systems. We have a 2-bag low pro and a 3-bag. We can't call it brand new now, almost brand new. It's the newest and latest system that we brought out. 3-bag system, the low pro plus. So essentially, low pro plus another bag. Very simple. 3 pockets to keep your bags in. These are very popular, originally designed for sea ice and going under into shallower water where we've got possible crush concerns, but actually they've become very popular because people are seeing phenomenal growth with these. Also really easy to handle, nice and light, very stable, and so we've got large farms that are exclusively in the low pro choices, and they do well and grow a very good commercial oyster. Then as we transition from low pro and low pro plus, we go into pro compact. So essentially pro compact is a system that is the same profile as our 6 bags, but it's a 4-bag. So you're getting the size, height and air drying that you would get with a 6-bag, but essentially it's a 4-bag system. People like this, it's easier to handle, it's a little bit more lightweight, but it has the shelf in it. So basically now we've got 1 bag and then another bag on top of the other one with the shelf. These come with a door, nice and easy, bag top, bag bottom. The shelf makes separation, allows water flow between the bags,
right?
Allowing for better, faster growth.
Okay.
Moving on to the biggest one. So this is our high flow, and this particular flow is shown in stealth with a heavy duty strand. And again, a lot of similarities other than featuring one of our newest design floats, which is much more streamlined, so it puts a lot less stress on your anchors, your lines and the cage, and also allowing for a lot more natural flow to the oysters. So we're getting water flow through the top with some of our more traditional cages, not so much. Not as much of an issue with a smaller spread, but on a wider spread it can be problematic. We used to make a float like that. We don't offer that anymore because we've replaced that with the high flow and the pro flow. So the pro flow is a traditional size float with all the features and benefits that we have with the high flow. So again, flow channels underneath, very streamlined body, retention groove on the neck, so we're keeping the strand nice and tight, and we even have the sockets in there, and the sockets allow us to basically to put color tags in there, ownership tags in there, and even some chip technologies with people like Compass, where you can actually do farm management and you're just zapping your floats there. Then moving on to the newest and the latest product that we're not offering yet, but about to be spring next year. This is our hybrid shift cage. So essentially this will be in all the cages will be offered with the hybrid shift option. Heavy structure, easy to assemble, nice and easy to use. It's actually quite a bit lighter, which is great. Floats are locked in place with locks. We're locking the system together with auto locks. The beauty of this is this will come to you as a kit, and you only have to have a socket set. So if you've got a socket set, you can put these together. Really, the design, the engineering is about getting the shipping as low, as much in the truck as possible. So we're getting your shipping costs as low as possible, which is good for your pocket, but also good for the environment.
Right.
The less trucks we have,
so reducing shipping costs and more in a truck, basically.
Exactly.
And easy to put together.
Exactly, easy to put together. So one pallet will have 14 units on it, and basically everything you need to put it together. And it's that simple.
Sounds simple.
Yeah, well it is. It's that simple. I can do it. So there will be accessories to this. We will be talking more about this. We've also said that we're going to do a build demonstration on this, so that's something that's coming in the near future.
Okay.
And then the other thing to talk about is what goes in the cages are the oyster bags. We have a full range of bags. We only use Intramoss material. There are other materials out there. We've tested it. It doesn't come close, to be honest with you folks. Intramoss is the best material. We won't use anything, so it's OysterGro, it will be an Intramoss, and we offer a full range. So we go down from a pillow style 2mm mesh. They're really for the seed operations,
right?
And then we start off with the 4mm bag, box bag, so it fits exactly into the space of the cage, so you're maximizing your real estate there. Nice strand along the top. On the smaller seed style bags, we offer a strand as standard, and what that does is that basically pulls the top of the bag down nice and flat. Doesn't matter where you hook it on, basically you know it's sealed shut.
Just more of locking it in place.
Yeah, no one wants to lose their oysters. Nope. Because at the end of the day, putting stuff back into the wildlife isn't exactly the greatest thing to do for your bag balance. Then we move on to 9mm, very popular. This particular 9mm is a divided bag. That's something that we recommend because you can put 15% more oysters in your system, so you're maximizing the value and also getting real stability when you're doing that flip and air dry, because what tends to happen is the oysters can slide down to one side, and you'll see some farms that are like that. You don't get that if you put a divided
bag.
So more and more people are going divided. It is a little bit of an operational change, but it is a good choice.
Right.
Then after 9 comes 14. That was always the mainstay for the best flow. And then we introduced about 2 years ago the 18. These are really popular for anywhere with high fouling, because obviously you want to get that flow through.
More flow through.
Yep. But beware with the 18 and 14, there's certain seabirds that, like oysters, can get their bills through. So in certain areas, you have to have a 9. So always be looking at what your predators are and your predator pressure is on your farm and in the locality, just to make sure you're making the best choices. So that's it. We got lots of choices.
Yeah.
I need to breathe and get some oxygen. So there you go.
Perfect. Thanks for all that information, Steen.